Hi, Shelly here, working in my art journal today, and I've got an idea to use some tissue paper, texture paste, and some pom-poms to create a unique grove of trees. Hopefully it'll turn out as good as it is in my head. I hope that you'll enjoy this video, that it'll inspire you to break out your art supplies, go through your stash, and get creating. So let's get started. I've already got my map in the back for a nice background, but I want to put just a little bit of these sheets, these music sheets, because I just want a couple of sheets here and there, and that's it. I think I'm just gonna do that much. I'm not gonna go crazy with it on the background. Just a little something. One more over here, maybe. These are just old coffee dyed printer paper that I did years ago, or that I did a while back. All right, let's dry this and then add some color. All right, now I've got some of my darker, it's kind of a turquoise with a little gray in it. And I've got some off-white. And start adding just a little here and there. And just mess around till I've got a background that I think looks good. I just want it to peek through a little more. A few spots here and there. So next I'm going to get out some dark, I'm going to get out some burnt umber, and a little bit of my dark gray, and I'm going to, I think that's going to be too thick. I think this is what I want. We'll see. But I'm thinking about doing some trees up here, some fall-looking trees with really long stems. So that's what I'm going to attempt to try to do today. And I'm just going to make some trunks. Not really thinking too much about it, just drawing some tree trunks in the background. And we'll dry this. I think I want to come in now with a stencil over the top, and I'm going to use my chair pad as my sponge. And I want to just do something, I want it to be very faint. So I'm going to get some of my dark don't know if that's enough or not. It needs to be lighter. I want it to be very subtle. Just a little something. Ooh, I love it. Now I have a lot more overlap down here than I do up here, so I think I'm going to, I don't think it's going to matter because this is going to be pretty covered up anyway, but I think that's just a nice little something on top of my stems to push them in the back a little bit and give a little more interest. All right, I've got some tissue paper out here in some fall colors, and I was thinking that I could tear some treetops. I don't know whether I want to stay with the yellows and the orange, or whether I want to bring in the red. Little blue poking out in between, I think is good. I kind of like that. I think I'm gonna do without the red today. So I'm just gonna use a little bit of my Mod Podge here. to apply my tissue papers. I've already torn my tissue paper there. I need to be careful I don't work it too much, or this is the problem you have. This is the problem I have. I don't like brush strokes most of the time. And I want my entire canvas journal page to be the same, so I'm going to put some Mod Podge over the whole thing. Plus it seals it nicely. Some people say that they don't like to use Mod Podge because it's sticky. It leaves the surface sticky, but I don't find that. I don't know if it's because I water mine down or what, but it works great for me. Okay. Now I want to come in with a baby wipe and just gently kiss all over. This makes my texture all the same. And it evens out if I got too much in a spot. It'll help kind of even everything out so it dries more evenly. Okay, now we got to let this dry completely. I don't like to dry a Mod Podge with my heat tool because it makes the surface really shiny. It's matte Mod Podge, and I want it to be matte, so I'm not going to do that. I'll let it dry naturally, and then we'll come back and do some work on our trees. I like what I have so far. I feel like my tree tops are a little bit blah. I'm planning on doing more to them, but I wondered if maybe a little bit of green mixed in might be. Now, would it have been better had I done it from the very beginning? Yes, but I think we're still okay because I'm going to put molding or texture paste over this, whatever you call it. But I think I want just a little something else in here. All right, now I've got to let this dry. Here's the bad part. I got to let this dry. My idea is I want to take some of my modeling paste. Into my little plastic cups that I'm trying to use up. No idea how much I will need or if this will even work, but I have these ideas and I'd like to try them. All right, so I think what I'm going to do is start out with some of my darker green. That up. And if you watch one of my videos a while back, a few weeks ago, I added, which one was that? Did I add it? Is that in this book? Yes. It was this butterfly one, and I added the texture and cornstarch to my modeling paste to keep the color and make it thick enough. So that worked I do not want to put texture in, but I do want my color to be, actually, I think this lighter color is what I want right here. So what I'm going to do before I darken this up, before I continue on with my darker, I think I'm going to go ahead and do this guy here. And I'm going to take a little pom-pom. I just said maybe it's going to be a big disaster. I feel like if I had another surface to do it on first. Let's, got a piece of plastic over here. Work it in a little bit. The greens are not at all even close. So I think I'm going to wipe that up and add a little bit more, or a little bit of this brighter green in to yellow it up a little bit. See what that is. Much better. Oop, over here first. And then I'm going to pounce it on. I don't really care if I get complete coverage. But I thought it'd be kind of fun. And you know, it's not giving me as much texture as I was hoping for. So let's try adding a little cornstarch and see if we can thicken it up a little bit. Definitely much thicker. Oh yeah, that's much better. I don't need to pounce it off first. I just need to work it in over here. Okay, you cannot see my tissue paper at all. So that has gone away, but that's okay, I think. All right, now I'm going to take my dark green and darken this up. I think I'm going to have to dry this a little bit before I come back in with another color. When it's thick like this, I'll probably need to let it dry for about half an hour or so, then I can come back in and do the others without it'll be dried enough. I think, we'll see. A little bit less texture. And my other one. I feel like some of my peaks are ridiculously high on this one. Let's tone it down just a hair. This one doesn't have as many, but has a lot of nice texture. Okay, let's let that dry. I'm going to put these in a bag. It's the next day. We have a new puppy, so it's just like with a little baby, you know, we're trying to potty train, get that all together. Anyway, so I'm not getting back to this until the next day, but I love how my texture looks so far. Had I thought about it a little better, I would have done the green last. So hopefully we're going to be able to bring my other colors in. And I have decided I think I do want to do a little bit of red. So, you know, kind of sometimes this is the way it goes. You start off with, or at least with me it does, I start off with one idea. I was going with the tissue paper, and now I'm going away. The tissue paper is just now a background, a guide for me. Because I'm not going with that anymore, I don't think. But anyway. See, now had I just started with the red first, would have been a lot easier. But I had to make it harder. A little more. A lot more. Looking out the window here, ooh, that's about right. That is beautiful right there. Now we need some of our cornstarch. I learned from the last time I did this that quite a bit is what you need, especially if you've got a lot of paint in there and you're and of course making it thick enough for whatever you're doing. See, I don't think that's going to be thick enough yet. The thicker you make it, I have learned, the more cracks you will get. I see some cracks in this one, but no cracks over here. That's pretty good right there, I think. Now I think I'm going to do this one up here. Okay. Now that one in my bag. And now we'll work on our yellow. I like it a little darker, so I'm going to put a little bit of more red in it. It's already a yellow that has some red in it. Don't need as much cornstarch, I don't think. Ooh, maybe still put too much. Oh my goodness. Wow. Yeah, I think. and if I even want orange at all. Wait, you know what I need to do? Let's cut off this edge. And now, maybe we will do a little bit of orange. I don't know. We'll keep all this in the bag. And that way, if I decide to do the red again, I'll be ready to go. Another pom-pom. See, now I've got that red, so I think I better dry or I'm gonna get into trouble. I'm gonna try to dry it with my heat tool and see if I can make that work. All right, I think I do want just a little bit of orange on that one side. I think my orange is already the right color. Okay, now the cornstarch. I don't think that's thick enough. I'm not gonna get a good texture on there. Oh yeah, I did it right there and did I? Okay. I think I'm getting pretty good at this, and then I overdo it one way or the other. It's all right, I'll have more playtime afterwards with my leftover paste and stencils or whatever. Let's try that. Yes, that is better. And my red is not dry yet, but I was able to get the top portion, the top layer of it dried enough to where I could continue to come in and add some more color. But it is far from dry. I can tell it by looking at it. It is very wet. Got that big string hanging on that, so I think what I'm going to do is flip this around to the other side to grab onto that. Yeah, that's better. The string was dragging me down. Probably going to get me in trouble at some point. All right, I think that's good. Now let's see if we can, oh yeah, we definitely need some more texture in our red. Should put my gloves on. And I like to get my alligator clip way down and grab onto the center of the pom-pom. That is how you can keep it hooked on there, staying in position. Oh, that's much better. Okay, love it. While that's kind of drying, and I had another idea. I don't know if it's gonna work or not. I've got two ways I could do it. One, I was wondering if I took some fun foam that is adhesive on one side and made a leaf shape, a small leaf shape. I don't think it's going to work because the leaves are going to be too big for the size for what we're doing here. But let's just see. Just kind of making a diamond. Oh, that's not good. I only need the one. So if I want to hook these together. What my thought is, right or wrong, we're about to find out, is I need something to hold on to. It's not going to make a lot of sense talking about it, I don't think, but I'm going to peel off the back on this guy. And on this guy, on my leaf, and now hook them together. And then I think I'm going to do one more. So I have plenty of height. And something to grab onto on the back. I don't know. Okay, let's see if my idea works. So then I was wondering if I take my... So what I have is my little leaf shape here, and then I have it raised up by two pieces of foam. So I've got something to grab onto with my, okay. And now I'm wondering, can I go into this? Yes, I can. It's not perfect, but that's okay. I don't need perfect. Far from perfect. Okay. There's a technique here of rocking it. No. This here. It's so nice working on a Mod Podge surface because you can wipe it up. It's just a nice finished surface. To what I just realized I don't have any red trees over here. But these could fall this way, so leave it like that. Okay. And we'll wipe off this. Love our orange. I don't think the green will have losing the leaves. I think we're only losing the leaves from the ones that have turned colors, so I think we're gonna not do green ones. One thing I do want is I do wish I had a little bit more texture on the green. So I think I'm going to go in add a little bit more not too much. Put that aside and we'll let this dry and see if we want to add anything else to it. I like it just as it is, but I was wondering if we need to put, so we don't just have all one color. I wondered about taking some of my paste in each color and mixing it with the brown and dabbing on some with my smaller pom-poms. So that I don't just have all one color. I don't want it to look like fruit and have a bunch of circles here, so. But any place that I don't like what I did, I can just get some more red and go over the top of it. I really like that. Well, I wasn't going to record this, but then I thought maybe somebody would want to see. I just got out some deli paper because that's what I like to use the most for collaging. I like the thinness of it, but the sturdiness. And I've just taken some old credit cards and swiping on some color. Modeling paste is dry and it looks pretty cool. Let me hold it up so you can really see that texture is very, very groovy. I have a lot of cracks in there and I think it is very cool. So now I did this with back here on this page. You see how matte this is, and I like that, but I also am, because I haven't because this cornstarch thing is kind of a new thing, I want to make sure that this is going to last, okay? So when I did it back here for the first time on these wildflowers here, I had the same effect. Remember, I put some texture in this also, as well as the cornstarch. And they were very matte also. But then I went through and coated them with Mod Podge. And I really like that effect because it makes it a little shinier, not crazy glossy, but just a little bit, just enough. I don't need that in here anymore. So, oh yeah, that's that's to guard what I'm doing now. Forgot. Okay, let's just put that back in. So, I want to do the same thing here. I want to make sure that this is preserved, and the rest of my surface is all Mod Podged and has that same, it's called matte, but it's a little bit shiny. And I want my texture to be the same, or my finish to be the same on the whole piece. So I'm going to go ahead and just put some Mod Podge on here. And I'm going to swirl it in because I've got a lot of texture. I want to make sure that it's really worked in there. And I'm not worried if it's not all even because I'm going to come back and do my baby wipe thing in just a minute. I don't know, I've always feels like it really brings out the color as well when I put Mod Podge over the top of something like this. It's a nice finishing sealant. Then I'm just going to do my leaves here too so they have the same finish. Not being careful, as you can plainly see. Just want to make sure everybody's covered. Okay, and again, we dry. So I just wanted to show you my paste papers on my deli paper really quick to show you what I got. I think it's pretty cool texture, and I'm excited to use these in future projects. This one I got a little bit too thick, so you could see it's crackly on there. That one again, trying to use up that paint. Yeah, it's cool. Well, that's my page. I love how it turned out. It was a blast to do, and I hope that you'll try something like this. Hey, thanks for watching today, and I hope you'll join me in my next video. Bye for now.